Hi, Fizia. Yeah, we start recording. We're back, and we have a very interesting topic today to discuss. It's Corrado Malanga. I talk a lot about him during in my courses, regressive hypnosis courses, and people, of course, know because I consider him as a pioneer of of the main movement, right, in discovery of alien DNA, how aliens are using us, how we're
Hmm.
here in reason, how they clone us, how they make hybrids of us, and how you can discover who it is in front of you. If you see a beautiful angel or beautiful whatever being, you can just figure out, touch him, look into his eyes, figure out his DNA, and always see the truth behind the beautiful picture. Um, he's in charge of the molecular biology department in the University of Pisa, right?
Yeah, he's retired now, but
He's retired now.
he's very
Yeah,
active. With I mean, it's a lot of
metaphysics.
seminars. He writes books, and what we're going to talk about Professor Malanga is that he made a very massive, big discovery, basically back in August. But he published this discovery, which is from the century in October. Okay, I write
Mhm.
it down because I mean I was looking because he used this method with this another scientist. The name is Filippo Biondi. So they find that this method using a satellite that they call radar with open synthetic that is the method that they call basically SAR. Okay, this is the radar. What
Yeah,
you
it doesn't
can
matter.
say?
People can look it up. SAR,
Yeah,
SAR.
SAR. Yeah, and with this method, which is a revolution, because with this method you can not only look in places deep down that nobody saw before. He basically used this method to check what was inside of the pyramid. Okay, because he has his theories, which to be honest, I agree with him. And basically, where the pharaohs basically used the pyramid to recharge themselves, because the pharaohs they had a life like for 2,000 to 4,000 years, but because pharaohs they didn't have a soul, they needed the spirit of the people, okay, to charge themselves. The pharaohs, but basically they used the pyramid because it's basically a very important place where in fact we have pyramids everywhere in the world, sort of like in Mexico, in Peru, with the Incas, with the Mayas in Mexico. We have a lot of pyramids with the same hieroglyphics,
Hmm.
writing, not only in Egypt. And they explain how these pharaohs, but there was aliens,
Hmm.
they stay alive for so many years because basically they was afraid to die, and to stay alive in this planet they needed to charge themselves with a specific method where Professor Malanga talk in his videos. Unfortunately, they are almost all in Italian, but some they we have the subtitle in English, where we can put in our video under the title of this video, so we can add something with the Professor Malanga. And anyway, he discovered this tunnel and the tomb of the queen, not only of the pharaoh. Okay, the pharaoh name was Cheope. I mean, in Italian is Cheope or Cheope.
Psyop, psyop,
Psyop
psyopy,
English.
something
Yeah.
like this. Yeah.
Okay, and basically he, he basically he find out where he lay down using apparently the water, because apparently there was even the water at that time, not only the desert, the Nile river. Apparently it was under pass under, and he used this water with this very with the vibrations. They use the vibration as a technology thousand years ago to move
Right.
stones, to move heavy,
Right.
material. This is
Right.
why we have so very perfect. Look at the Stone Age. I mean, at that time, who put these rocks that they are massive to move these rocks, even the, the technology we have now are, you have to use really big, what can I say, bulldozers or helicopters
Yeah.
or
It's all
whatever. But
become all of a sudden physical only.
how
Focus the physical.
exactly? He says that this is how they move. They find even a UFO that aliens they use made by stone and is under the ocean. I think it's the
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It explained all these things. And anyway, basically, he finded this room, he finded all the methods, how they recharge they basically their lives, how to stay alive. And basically find that back in August. And then he published in these very important scientists magazines that are very important in back in 19th of October 2022. Okay, he
Mm-hmm.
was, in fact, he says, Professor Malanga says, oh, right away I write my legacy because, by the way, something happened to me. I never kill myself because not only he find out something very important, but also the method that is using. Imagine, guys, to check area, 51 or
Was that method
with
to
that
see
method,
through
because it
everything?
says we and this guy, we use this method for free, and other people, that the Egyptians, that they are working, these archaeologists, for years and years, they are financed by, I mean, sponsored with money by the Japanese, by very
Mm.
rich people. They like the archaeology. Okay, these people, they receive a lot of money for this. It was basically for to discover this 10 years for this tunnel that Corrado Malanga he discovered it back in October. Basically, what's happened? There was what it is the big scandal here is that nobody give a damn about Corrado Malanga because nobody wants to know that people know that using a satellite you can use even you, Oksana, you can use from your computer this method
Mm-hmm.
and check what is going on to the Vatican,
Yep.
okay, to the NASA, the Pentagon. You go in and check what is going on there, because
Mm.
this is a unique method, and is you can have access, I can have access, but probably this is why they was freaking out, because oh my God, imagine everybody knows that this Italian guy, this little professor, discovered this method to go and check, basically to spy us. No, 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 no. We don't want. The Italian media didn't talk about him. Nobody in the world. It was everybody was what? This is really important, guys. And
Yeah,
then,
and he's been
by the
doing
way,
sessions for 15 years too, so he
yeah.
knows a lot about the alien
Oh,
groups and what they're doing to us and all this too.
he talks about the consciousness as well, which I, thanks to the Professor Malanga, which I've been, discovering lots of things in my life, but he
Yeah.
really give me this, extra, you know, understanding. Anyway, 10 days ago, what happened? Exactly, no, the 2nd of March. This archaeologist named Zaki Awaz, which he was the ex-first minister of Egypt, he
Hmm.
discovered this tunnel. Okay, and they started to talk about this discovery of the century, and they was talking about this guy in Google, internet, in the media, in the TV, and it was like, what? What is these people they're talking about it? The professor he discovered the tunnel. What is he? What are the
Yeah.
rooms where the queen and the pharaoh what basically they use as a not tomb, but like people think, but a way to charge. Basically, we call batteries, but their lives. So, and then you are basically robbing this discovery from the professor, and now you are saying you discovered this tunnel.
Right. It's a confirmation how they work.
That is a disgusting and is a shame. That is scientifically is one of the most horrible thing can happen to somebody that discover
Mm-hmm.
something is so important they be robbed with all the accompliance of the other countries all against, okay, because if people knows that using the radar of opening synthetic method, everybody going now to check everywhere. Oh, I'm going to check what is going on. The Vatican. We're going to check in Washington, in the presidential room. We can see everything. So basically, guys, this is why they didn't wanted to give the spotlight to the professor, okay? And
Yeah.
it's disgusting. So, Oksana, sorry guys if I explain it in few words and with my accent. I know many people they complain about my accent.
Oh,
Um,
this is beautiful. We all have, we're all a mixture of different
yeah, I know. Some
nationalities
people
and
they're not very nice
languages.
sometimes. I mean, they are very sometimes very mean, but it's okay as long that few understand me. The few can be thousand if they spread the word. Okay, so today, thanks to you, Oksana, we're going to channel to not only Professor Malanga that discover, and I want you to connect even with the method if they are afraid, if this the entities, if we know that behind all these powerful people, that we have entities that they use. We call people call the masonry
Right,
these days. The people they call the new order, the big eye in the triangle, just for change, the pyramid,
right.
which is the symbol,
To
definitely.
change the symbology. Because they have to turn every positive symbol into negative and vice versa. Also, when you were talking, I saw this, by what's his name, Alberto Pomodoro, whatever his name is, the sculpture, the sphere inside the sphere, right?
Mm,
By Vaticano. And like I saw like a scene, like Shakespeare said, there's everything is like a theater. So the outside sphere shows you what you see in the news. This leader met with this leader, they talked about this, but what they're doing inside, how they shoot through those tunnels on their super hypersonic speed vehicles called trains or whatever you can call them. They look like like those pills that you swallow, like capsules, flying capsules, and they meet together all the time to see the progress, how people react to this event and that event, and how
mm,
well, how they should proceed together the next. And
mhm,
everybody's aware somebody's going to play a role of a victim or a dissatisfied person, how the leaders decided for them. So everything is like decided ahead of time, the reactions, everything. I mean, and if we and everybody understood that, there would be it. It would be whole uh, planet revolution or whatever you can call it, in parentheses, because all of a sudden, I mean, only dumb people would not understand, but I think that something shift in their heads also.
mhm,
But yeah, I mean, you see it more and more. By the way, there's so many people yesterday complained to me that they are being attacked by multiple. It's like the matrix is shrinking on you and you're trying to hold the walls around you, but it's like breaking and shrinking at the same time. It's a weird sensation. I feel the same, but I feel like I'm like being still in a cocoon of my energy and standing strong and quietly observing still. But and I feel like I'm getting like further away from the situation in a way, like separating. But I kept still thinking about you, this new cards that you use, what you told
mm,
me about
mhm.
my
Guess
parallel
what I took?
life. This
The
is
same cards as
insane,
before.
Fizzy. It's exactly what is happening here.
But look what the cards I have again now. I was mixing. The only difference was this one, which is the woman and the man. because we have the female and the male
50-50 in
energy.
us.
Yes, this is what Mr. Professor Corrado Malanga talk about our energy. So he talks about the female, the feminine energy and the male energy. So because I want you to channel with if the professor been already when the pharaohs they created this special, let's say, petrol station, which is where they charge their lives. Yeah, you think Mr. The professor has come back in this life? He was already there because he carry on with this.
You know what he does? He walks in between the membranes of the timelines, and I see him walk into this one. There's pyramids. You know what it is? It's like the pyramids are on the layer of water, like plasmic water, and on top it's built like artificial surface, but the under the pyramids there's a huge ocean water, lots of water. And he has this first thing I saw in his hand is like, made out of gold, like a handle with, how cobras are, like this position.
Mm-hmm.
I see like some sort of weapon, or no, it's not a weapon. It's like tool he uses. It's like a cobra in his hand, and it's not his. He took it, he found it, and when he spins it, it makes a circle. It's like a circle of energy that spreads around. And with his thought, he can direct balls of electric energy to certain
Mm-hmm.
fields to disrupt them, because he knows there's evil plans are being cooked there, and he can disrupt them. And I see when a lot of people sit around in a round table, which kind of masons use. It's always to be round because your minds connect at a certain point in the middle of the table, and he can shoot this ball right in the middle and disrupt the wave of thoughts. And when that happens, the plans are ruined for the next 100 years. That's what I feel.
Okay.
You have to
Okay.
prolong.
Okay. Do you, what's he? I mean, did he was he witnessed this kind of let's say construction, this machinery that use, even if they use rocks at that time, this because they was very evolved beings that they come from another planet. Okay.
Right. He is some sort of like wise man. His body is silver plasmatic, and he's wearing like a cape. Like the cone hat, because there's something about the triangle, the cone, like the pyramid. And he's looking through a telescope, but it's a weird one of his. Yeah, it looks like a human eye
Mm-hmm.
bowl, and he has inside this little sphere and goes out and in. That's how you adjust. And I see he can look through the timelines and the times, the centuries. You know what I mean? He
Mm-hmm.
can see ahead. He's he came here to give the knowledge to a few. That's what he says, to give a knowledge to a few. Only few can understand. Because the mind has to be at a certain point of development to understand. And it doesn't mean that you have to be a great mathematician. You need to have a great imagination to connect to your soul and perceive through that connection of imagination and subconscious
Mm-hmm.
what he shows. And he says, because time and space, it's all a swirl of big energy. We're little atoms in the swirl of energy. And I have like little um le file di energia, like he says, like they connect to you, and through that you see screens that I convey to you. Like I have a thought of an image, how I created as a creator through my little thread of energy, my energy, I can show it to you. But that's how AI cannot steal this stuff. And the physical level is created for the AI to be able to steal. Because the magnetic field is blended, like our fields are blended into magnetic field and controlled by the magnetism of this layer that they layered.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally it shouldn't be like this. There should not be such strong magnetic field. You should be able to go like off the roof and fly. And that's what kids remember when they say, "Mom, I can fly in my dreams." That's the original Earth. They're still connected to the memory of that original planet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, eh, can you check what's happened to in that life? He was a very wise man. I know that he's trying to spread the word in this timeline, in this life, to tell that he tell continuously that the consciousness is only one, because we live in the dualism, because the dualism, the only way for us to be in this planet, to have experience, was to have a dualistic let's say energy, like soul, body, and spirit. But apparently we are only one, because consciousness, I mean, it says, I want this experience. Okay, what it is to be good, to be a bad person, to be a good person, to be a woman, to be a man. So we are dualistic, basically. This is he says we come from the consciousness. Okay, we are consciousness, and we have to remember that we are consciousness. And this is what he's keeping saying constantly in his interviews, in his videos. So and is trying to let us know that the aliens, which he says that we contacted them because we are stupid, he says, we are idiots. Why we contacted the aliens? I mean, and we
We
gave them,
created them at first
yeah.
and then connected to them, because in duality we did, when we projected duality idea into creation, we did not realize that the magnetism of badness, of evil, would magnetize our minds and screw them up. It's like we created our own trap, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And on the trap, we invited low vibrational beings who modified our bodies even more and more. They put like food on our table, which is supposed to destroy us from inside, and they put the wrong minds into our heads. It's supposed to destroy us from outside and inside, because the mind is an antenna. Antenna is not vibrating the right way.
Exactly. So, and then we gave it to them all this power that was basically, it was our power, but we give it to them, which is doesn't make sense. We give it to them through the religions, through politics, and through anything that it creates basically a artificial, universe. We created everything that we have apparently is artificial, is a hologram, yeah, a matrix, the famous matrix, because it's created by humans.
It's sphere
But
inside the sphere, inside the sphere, inside the sphere, inside the sphere, sphere. And the whole life you have to destroy, 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 because each sphere is a program.
hmm and I mean, now all these aliens, they try to distract the humanity because they use us. We know that they use us because they need us, because they're afraid to die. And they don't want to die, because basically, apparently, when an alien, or anyway any being that without body, or with a body but from a different universe or planet, they don't have a soul like us. We are unique. So what's happened is when these beings they die forever. Okay, they never come back because they don't have a soul. We are eternal. So um, what's happened now? I wanted you now to to come back in this real time. What's happened?
I don't know why I'm on Mars.
What's happened?
And I'm wearing this white dress like Ukrainians wear. And I'm like kissing the ground and saying that humans sacrificed the original home for the earth. And
Oh,
Earth is not real. It was not supposed to be. Mars was supposed to be in blossom. And Earth is just a fake version of Mars. And I really want to be there.
oh dear. So do you
But
do you
this
wanna?
war connects me to that. There was a war on Mars.
Okay.
And I changed from a woman to a man. I don't know how I did that. I just like did my mind thing. Because I
Mm-hmm.
see myself as like a soldier right after.
Okay. Try to create a bubble of protection. Okay. Try
I
to
don't know, it
stand.
just overwhelmed me. I couldn't hold it.
Okay. It was very a big memory, a big shocking memory. So they use lot souls. Yeah.
It's so beautiful. It's like blue sky and little mountains. They're little, okay?
This was Mars. Yeah.
Yeah. And there were like, there are houses in between the mountains. They're so beautiful. In between the mountain tops, there's just like a blanket of like woven flowers or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the sun is like, it looks like our sun, but it's like a light pink color. It's just beautiful on the blue sky. It feels so good there. It smells like flowers. It feels warm. It's very warm. That's why I wanted to do the session when we did with James Rink, about the flowers of Mars, and I drew them myself. He actually thought that my daughter drew them, but so it's like it's a connection there. And that's how I got to Earth. It's like a punishment for me fighting against these big, huge, muscular green reptilians with those bumps on their faces. I see them now. They like punished me, They punished a lot of people here. We like punished, and that's why we feel low self-esteem, and that's why we feel like we're little, we cannot change the world, because they injected the software program into our, it's like the third eye area. You have to shut up and sit little. You're little. If you try to say that what your rights are will bang you down, and you go yet for another 100 lives as a punishment. But the truth is, these are just words, and the words are created to lie to us. So we should not trust this.
Okay, so what in Mars? Do you think that in Mars what's going to happen here in this planet? Or where the
The
islands
Earth,
they
the
left?
Earth, Earth is gonna be sucked in to the moon. It's like the moon gave birth to Earth, artificial Earth, life and everything, and then it's gonna take it back and go out. Go out. It's like a big wall opening, and moon is going somewhere. But in reality, it's gonna stay the same there. It's just the perception that is going. But in
Mhm.
reality, it's like our souls who understood what happened to our souls will be sucked into Mars, because Mars is a portal to other dimensions.
O-
Mars is what they want to protect and put false narratives on NASA and all this, you know. They want to focus our attention on the wrong ideas about Mars. You understand? That's how you cover it up. You layer it up with lies so you can get to the truth, why it
Okay.
really is there.
So basically, Mars is a portal. It's like a door from that communicates, like from different universe or planets to this reality, I mean, or timeline. How we can, what we can call.
Yeah, and that's why they want to take it over. That's why they're so focused on colonizing Mars, building something on Mars, taking people there, but it just making another prison out of a beautiful planet that used to be that can regenerate itself. All it
Mm-hmm.
needs is just connect to the original souls to regenerate itself and shake off all the laboratories and all the facilities on there that are artificially
I have a question, Oksana. Do you think, because of people that says the Anunnaki is the first, uh, humans, kinds of humans, aliens, beings, whatever that arrive in this planet, is we come from the Anunnakis and we come from Mars, and we have to don't the species to don't be destroyed, fly to the Earth.
Anunnakis like
So.
messengers. They're messengers. They went to every galaxy. They poisoned every mind on every planet of nations. They poisoned us, Syrians also, and they took us over. Mind control. There's mind control everywhere. Everybody got the wire system in their head of some sort, and they started working with Anunnaki because Anunnaki wanted to be like the smartest race, just the same way they created Jews and they told them they're the smartest race.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not true. They basically pushed out the souls from the bodies of Andromedians, Syrians, Venetians, all those races in other galaxies too. Like all of them. That's how they. It's not like they created this universe artificial, but they made it artificial by infestation. They infested it with their AI technology. It's like you screw into the fabric of different galaxies your headquarters of AI, and it starts watching you, much like we're afraid that the screens or the cameras watch us on the street, take pictures of our faces and everything. But they use some technology that infiltrates your body with a rays that you don't see with your eyes, and it irradiates you. It makes you like, oh, listen to my command, like you're hypnotized type. You become like a hive mind. Each planet become um hive mind. All those that we think are helping us are not helping us. They want us become like them, like themselves. Pleiadians are the same. They totally have hive mind. It started with they wanted to look the same, pretty, beautiful, like gods. Everything's about becoming like a god. You live forever, you look beautiful, you make your nose straight, you make your lips big, your eyes should be big, and your color should be profound. Just much like the filters on Instagram, whatever they use, I never use them. But like everybody makes those fake lips. Just the
Mm-hmm.
same idea. It slowly gets to you, to you, to you, and all of a sudden society accepts only fake looking people as a
Mm-hmm.
beauty standard.
Okay. So what is happening now? Did you think that the professor Malanga, with this big discovery that was robbed by this Egyptian guy Zakia was, is basically is freaking them out because they settled that this is our empire. This is an empire. We are under this empire that is invisible. And they use the Muppets, which they are the governors of the world, the president, etc. So, using this method, this system, that satellite, that you can now see what's going on under this
They want
very
to make him
secret
miserable.
place.
They want
Yeah.
to make him miserable. He says, "They're gonna kill me. They'll make me miserable. They'll take my money. They block my accounts. They do all this stuff to have
Okay.
power over me. So I feel slowly my vibration goes down, down, down. That's what the
So,
system."
what about we can protect him? We can create a bubble of protection. You
He's
can do
smart.
that.
He said it publicly, right? Because he says whenever you say
Yeah.
publicly that somebody's trying to kill you, and you have to know that it's not going to be me who did, that
Hmm.
means you reverse the system. He reversed it. They're not going to do it now because it's like the people know now, and they're afraid of people. They're really scared of people knowledge. So
Okay.
if you push it like fast enough through people's mind and people spread it fast, then they lose a little bit, 5% of power each time. That's what he says. That's what he's doing. He says, I
Hmm.
literally like lived my life and I want to sacrifice the rest of my life to discoveries. And one of the 100 people who hear me will continue my my doing what I'm doing.
My studies, my all the sacrifice that
Right,
he made. That
right.
he's a genius, by the way. And this guy is people like the professor is you see just few in every century. Um, what will going to happen until he will stays alive in this planet? He will going to succeed. I mean, I know there is. I think that we are more than few that we're going to spread the word because even me and you today we're talking about, and I know it's Italian. Unfortunately, not many people understand Italian, but we can start to talk about even this discovery in English, and let people know that this guy exists. He did something very big, massive to all the humanity, but he was basically shut up by the media, by the, the socials. It's unbelievable. The even the scientist world they didn't mention his name. Is terrible because
Mm.
first you approve because it was approved. What basically Professor Malanga discovered is approved and published by this big magazine, these important scientific names. But why they talk about this guy, this Egyptian guy, this archaeologist, and they didn't mention, oh, you know what? We published this information already in October. Why? I mean,
To redirect the attention. It's all about the redirection of energies on this planet. It's like in your life,
mm-hmm,
try to redirect your energy to something. It sounds easy, but it's not easy. But when you talk about, see, they always have to talk about some discoveries because they know that the human evolution is going up always. Human understanding, thus human consciousness levels are going up. There's nothing they can do about it, but they can counteract it by fake news. So you discover something, you say the truth, and they would say, oh, we discovered it first, and make it big and huge through the mass media and all this, and redirect people's attention to that rather. And people are stupid. They think if it's like loud and everybody talks about it, that it must be true.
mm-hmm. So what's going to happen now? Will the professor will going to be to find his own justice, if the people they find out that he was the one that using this method, the Tsar.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're
And
gonna be secretly using it. People are gonna be secretly using it.
okay, so
Little groups of people, 3, 4 people,
mhm.
not more.
Do you think this method they're going to stop this method because people like us they can still have access, by the way, guys.
They cannot stop the movement of a soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's powered by the movement of a soul. It's energetic connection there. They cannot stop that. That's why they're concerned about it. But the problem is, it's out already. Sometimes there are breakthroughs like that that moved that in history you can count them. There's not many, but there are breakthroughs. Like Tesla did something, and others. And but they try to destroy these people, tear them down, and make them poor,
Mm-hmm.
or something, or discourage others from listening to them by pouring dirt on them, saying that they're wrong and stuff. They're liars and all this. They'll probably try to do that. They're not gonna kill him. He's too known. People who are too well known at this timeline right now, It's no, it's only it has to be a balance. Bad and good killed right now for some reason. This has to be a perfect balance of people transitioning, souls transitioning, and some go in this direction, others in this. They cannot control the positive people. There's some positive people who are not awakened, but they would still go and be given much more chance than those who are negative and awakened. There's a lot of people who awaken, but they negative deep down.
Yeah,
So
definitely. So I know we not many people is have this consciousness. They don't understand that we come from one consciousness, okay, not a dualistic consciousness. But we're going to spread the word, and other people they spread the word. We are just we are, you know, we can give the testimony, yeah,
yeah,
to other people. So and to say thanks to people like Professor Malanga that help this evolution, this the soul evolution to go faster, because it says we need another 100 years, but the basically the evolution of the consciousness doesn't stop. Basically, it's always rising until we're going to
progressing. It
yeah,
says
until
he's sitting
we
like
come
this
back. Yeah.
and thinking. Mm. Yeah, he says it's important to talk about stuff. It's important. The language is given to us so we can lie to each other, but we should twist it upside down and
Mm-hmm.
actually spread the word by using the language. Show them that every single negative tool they invent to use negatively, we, with our minds, with our souls, with our creativity of a soul, can revert and use it as positive tool in our
Mm-hmm.
advantage.
Mm-hmm. In fact, in his messages, he says, when we're going to be again, when we remember that who we really are, with the consciousness is one, we never accept any orders from nobody. Nobody tells you what to do, to put a mask in your face, to take syrups, to take anything that is against your freedom, okay? Because uh, this is you going to don't have any more fears, and he always says, and remember guys, we are eternal, consciousness is eternal. This is why the only experience that we have to do here is to die. We had the experience to born, okay, to be
Mhm.
here, to experience cold, hot, bitter, sweet, love, hate, etc., etc. We can carry on to mention everything, but he says we have the last experience we should to do is the death. What the aliens apparently they are so afraid, but the death experience is what really make us understand. Okay.
Yeah, because it's
Mm-hmm.
la porta
E la
ad
porta,
altri mondi.
the
That's what he
door,
said.
yeah, the
To
door of,
other words, to
yeah.
other worlds. Yeah, and it's like, and you get a chance. This is like a golden. He shows me a big golden key to that like a portal or la
Mm-hmm.
porta. Like he says, you open it, all the possibilities are yours.
Mm-hmm.
Literally yours. There's no rules anymore. There are no banks, no religions, nothing. Just you.
No poison to be injected because
Yeah,
they
but
say to you
he
that.
actually told me about that when you mentioned syrup. He said, but this is given to people who created it to accept it into their bodies. They created it for themselves. You just have to ignore all this stuff, what's going on. You shouldn't
Hmm.
even fight against it. You
Exactly.
just have to say no, and then through statistics, they all understand, okay, this many people are not doing it, so let's just let them go. This way, they won't be able to take energies from all the protests and all this stuff.
Hmm.
But he says there are other ways to tell them that you have to write to always say no, and everything that situation created for souls, it's like a passageway for them to go. A lot of souls want to go subconsciously. Consciously, they might not know, but subconsciously, they do. So they're given a chance to do it. And when that happens, because he said, even if the whole building collapses on you, if your soul wanted your body to continue living, it would regenerate the body. You would continue sparks into it, you know. So it's like he says, it's mystical thing because we can get in and out of the vibrational field of this dimension. That's why
Mm-hmm.
people talk about miracles. How come this person was under the bricks for like 12 days and still survived? Well, that's how. Just his soul was determined. The body needed to live longer.
Exactly. They wanted something more to add in the database
Right.
because we are a database, all the informations that we already have and we use because we are why we want use in here because that is probably something that we need. Maybe there's something that allowed us to push back what we drag because we was stupid in the
He's
beginning.
going. He
It's gone.
went. He's going. Yeah. He's not really here. He's really. His body is like it's just a vessel here. He walks into it like into a house. He's on some amazing, amazing planet. I don't know what it is. It's just made out of this blue,
Mm-hmm.
uh, shapeless goo. It's transparent and it creates like sort of like waves. And he tests the vibration, and then he changes the vibration. It builds different buildings out of that blue transparent goo. The higher the vibration, the bigger the peaks of the buildings, the taller. It's just wild. You know, he's all about, he's like a scientist, but he's a
Yeah,
traveling scientist.
yeah, he's an alchemist. Definitely, he's a wizard.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
see, 12 o'clock, I told you, and I opened my eyes exactly.
yeah, I
So
was.
that was wild.
Yes, I saw you. That I never saw you until we never had. Usually, you are well controlled, and this time it took you like from surprise, and I never saw you so vulnerable, especially when you connected with Mars.
It's wild. Like Ephesia, I've done so many sessions with James on Mars, and I'm always attracted to it. And I don't know why, but I know that they tried to get me into this program that I disconnected from, like super soldier stuff, because it's like totally fake program and stuff. They try to connect souls to it, so you become this egregore machine. That a drum that's always spinning, and you don't have a chance to get out of the drum until you understand it's fake and you want to get out. I disconnected myself back then, but I needed his help. Actually gave me information there. but
Mm-hmm.
but then I was trying to connect why I was born in Ukraine, and I just like I know that that was the first popolo, like the first people who they punished by moving from Mars to Ukraine. That's from where everything spread. But then they start adding the other, we're all genetically modified. It's not like original. No, 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 no.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were in Italy, and then they start spreading them, adding a little bit more DNA from other planets. Like that's why people come to sessions and say, "Oh, you're from Andromeda," and people are a lot of Andromedans for some reason I've seen like with dark kind of hair for some reason and things like that. And it's just like a connection then made to the genetic modification or manipulation of your body. But it doesn't always mean that your soul is, because your soul doesn't really have a name. It has a vibration. It doesn't really have a particular stamp or, oh, you're Syrian, oh, you're Pleiadian. No, it's not like that. It's Pleiadian or Syrian in this particular game of the universe. In other games, you're totally different name.
Mm.
So yeah, just energy, moldable energy.
Hmm. So, as we say all the time, we have to be aware that this is a fake universe. Yes or not?
Yeah, it is totally fake. I've done so many sessions with my Ukrainian telepath
Mm-hmm.
that I really trust, because I verified what she said and came true and stuff. And it was true from the before. Yeah, totally fakely created. I mean, I've seen it. It's the Mars that is original, but they destroyed it. Much like Russians destroy every village they touch, every city they go to. It's a destruction. It's a reality, fake reality, AI reality based on destruction, lies, punishment, suffering, pain, all of the negativity. But they couldn't just like create something based on negativity only. They had to put, according to the laws of creation altogether, you have to put at least half of positivity, which is that what experience those little good times we experience in life. But
Hmm.
look, even billionaires and millionaires suffer, even those unhappy deep
Everybody suffer.
down. Exactly, that's how it is. It's at the surface level, maybe at physical level you have everything you need, but at there deep deep down, you know
Exactly. So, before we leave, because you have to
yeah,
go.
was the
So,
class was my yes.
what's happened? What will going to happen by? I mean, it will be a bank collapsing that they're talking about it. We heard about Silicon Valley Bank that's bankrupt.
Big corporations are gonna disintegrate,
Hmm.
and only I see only small surviving for a while because it's a slow motion process. Yeah, I wouldn't keep my money into anything big, any big
So
banks.
people they think they're going to be more into Bitcoin, crypto
No,
value.
no, no, no. This is gonna be gone. Mm-mm.
Really?
No, no, those electronic bitcoins, I just don't see them. I don't see
Apparently,
them.
will be the new substitute of the banks. Is
Yeah,
what they're
but it's
saying.
also I see it's a trickery. It every time. I don't know what your cards say about this, but I always see it as a
Let me
they're
check
tricking us.
three cards. I check just the three. I can make three cuts on the deck just
Yeah, and that should be our
for the
last thing.
crypto. I got money in crypto.
Yeah,
No.
a lot of people did and do, but I know a lot of people who lost money in those too. So
Oh, I see a celebration with the. So basically, the is changing. You can see the bored man is bored, yeah, because he conquer a lot, make a lot of money. The billionaire. They're going to
mhm.
create another system soon, which probably is connected with this new virtual money, which is a crypto
um,
Bitcoin. And the
yeah,
justice, you can tell this is a contra. There will be a new, what can I say, a policy, will be a new, let's say, way to deal the assets. So will be called money. I don't know if they were going to call money anymore.
I don't
But
even feel like in my heart the value of money disappeared. I don't know
mhm.
why it is so far, but yeah, there is a timeline when they don't exist, but there's something else. It's more about like barter system. Like I'm doing this to you, you're doing this to me, and and you get some sort of like electronic plus points,
Mhm.
and in points you
I think
can
it's
get food.
energy. I think will be energy, fake
Yeah,
energy.
it's
No,
like
no fake
if you did
energy,
it.
but they pay in electricity, they pay you can use to pay, but they don't call any more money. I see celebration because there
I
will be a
see like
new
the
big.
round things on your phone, like you open it, how many of this yellow I have for food, and then you can pay like I don't understand how that's exactly why I see that, but it's something related to the phones and
Yeah, you
electrical
can.
connections
Mhm. It's
to
like
the
we do
system
now,
back and forth. But they are not gonna let you die though. They're not gonna let you go bankrupt. They're not gonna let you
of
go
course.
on the street without food and shelter. So that's a kind of new system they're going to be bragging about.
Because we produce what they want. So what do
Value
they
of human life is huge.
they keep sorry if I interrupt you. They give it to us the small amount to keep us alive, to survive, and
Right.
then the big assholes, sorry for my language, is the one that they kept the all the amount of power, what they call energy. It's like the in wallet in the my phone. Okay, you can
Mm,
pay, tack, you pay
mm.
to the shop what you
Right, right,
so you
right,
don't need
right.
any
Scan
more
it.
money as a you can use a value. Oh, I use let's say Shiba, Bitcoin. I can name this coin and I can pay with Bitcoin. Oh, what is the value? Oh, that with Bitcoin you're going to pay 3 times more or 2 times less
Mm-hmm. Mm.
than the other coin.
I have a class. Turn on the class, Mariel.
Will
I'm
be all
sorry.
paid in value. Do you understand? This is what I'm
Yeah.
thinking here. So if you pay with your money, okay, this is what I'm
Right.
thinking. Example, I
Mm,
going to pay the sugar. You pay $1. I
mhm.
can pay $2 because it's more expensive for me.
Right. Ifisi, I'm so sorry, but I missed 10 minutes of her class already. I
Oh,
have a
so
class online
sorry.
at 12. It's
So
12:10.
sorry.
So
Anyway,
thank
thank you
you.
so much.